Okay, guys, so I received a request for inversions. I'm going to talk first about inversions in conditionals, and then I'll do a separate video on other sorts of inversions. So, when we talk about inversions for conditionals, you can say, for example, a third conditional, if I had studied, I would have passed. But you can also say, had I studied, I would have passed. And the way to get that result is step one, you get rid of if, and then you do the inversion. So this had comes to the front, and then the subject. So if you notice up here, first you have the subject, and then you have had. But because we're dealing with an inversion, we take this had, we put it at the front, take this I, and put it afterwards, okay? At the same time as getting rid of if. So, had I studied, I would have passed, okay? Next one. If I were Spanish, my accent would be different. So, step number one, if, goodbye. And then this were, we've got to do the inversion, so we bring it to the beginning, okay? So we invert the subject and the verb. So, were goes before the subject. So, were I Spanish, blah, blah. So if we follow those two steps, if I were Spanish, we can get were I Spanish, okay? That sounds a little bit more formal, okay? So, if it had been another day, I might have looked the other way. Now, you might recognize this from a Beatles song. I've just seen a face. And it says, first step, get rid of if, then change had and change the subject. In this case, the subject is it. So, it, then had, and then first we have had, then it. That's why it's called an inversion, okay? And if, goodbye. So, had it been another day, I might have looked the other way. Okay? And if you want to check that out, you can listen to I've Just Seen a Face by the Beatles. Have a nice day, guys.